Alright, pigeon fanciers, welcome to the Smith and Henry Racing Pigeons Australia, YouTube and Facebook. We race for the WPF, Western Pigeon Federation in Victoria, Australia. And today I want to talk about food, seeds, grits, and pink powders, minerals, all the type of things that pigeons like to eat. And the reason I want to talk about that is because, and I'm not knocking anyone, but I've heard a lot of different things about seeds. Should feed them this, should feed them that, and you know, what peas have got, and a lot of protein in this and that. But I want to talk about facts about the seeds. Now, I like to feed mine a good quality mix of seed. Sorry, it's hard because this is my mobile phone. I'm doing it myself, so just bear with me if I cut half my head off and whatnot. So first of all, I'm going to show you what we feed our race birds at the moment. You're going to probably be surprised, and you're going to be very surprised at what each of these seeds hold. Now, I'm not going to give you all the information on these seeds, but what I'm going to do at the end of this, when you click down, if you're on YouTube, you'll have to go on our Facebook page, which is the same name, and under this video I'll put a fact sheet about the food. Now, it doesn't have all the seeds in it, but it will give you a round idea, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be surprised at what these seeds hold and what they actually do for the muscle, for the pigeons, with the nutrients, and what the muscle holds and the fat that's in the muscle that they need. Because a lot of people seem to me that I've met a little bit scared of fatty seeds. Now, fatty seeds ain't like a steak that we eat that has the fat on it. Oily seeds have omega-3, 6 and 9s, which is extremely important for the pigeon's brain and muscle. 3, 6 and 9 oils in the seed stop the muscle from swelling. Yeah, so if your pigeon's doing a long distance, it's very good to have canary. I'd say canary mix is a very good. Put a little bit of super canary mix in your food and up it. The more distance you get, like keep your peas, your vetch, your saf, your milo, all these different proteins and carbohydrates and sugars. It's all important. All plays a part in your pigeons. Yeah, not just one seed. I don't believe that one seed, like a lot of people will feed maybe two seeds, like a pea and a wheat. And you've got to remember, I've only been flying for 2 years. In the first year, like I said, I think it would come 14th overall, around about that, maybe less, maybe more. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look it up. You can look it up in WPF anyway, and that was our first year flying in 2013. Last year, now I spoke about where we come. We come 8th over the whole fed, and the reason I'm telling you so you know how I've done my research and how we move so quickly. Now, we won our club. There was only 4 or 5 members in it. The club doesn't really worry me. I want to be up top in the top 10 of the fed. But we did win our section, and our section had 18 flies, and some of the best flies in the WPF are in our section, and we won that. Now, we didn't win a fed, but we did, like I said, we got 3rd, 4th, 5th and 7th and 9th, you know, so we did do pretty well. And you may know a lot more to me about pigeons and even seeds, and you may have a lot of wrong information, because I've listened to people talk about seeds and they've heard from someone else and heard from someone else, and they've carried it along. But let's get some facts going here, and I don't want you just to listen to me and to the fact sheet that I have. I want you to do some research, and I want you to put it up, what you find in your research, on our site on Facebook. I'd love to see it, and everyone else would as well. Let's educate ourselves properly about seed, because it is important. Same as minerals. Get your hands on as many minerals as you can, because it is extremely important for pigeons, just as much, if not more, than food. And grits. Okay. So I'm going to show you what we feed our race birds at the moment. Right? This is what we're feeding our race birds. Now, I'll just see if I can get a better position. It's a good mix. You've got wheat, a lot of barley, a lot of milo, safflower, vetch, peas, corn. I love feeding my birds corn. I'll up their corn later on in the races. And so with their peas and a lot more oily seed. I'll take, as the races get longer, I'll take the barley, a bit of barley and a bit of the wheat out, carbohydrates, yeah? And I'll keep the corn for their carbs. But I want more protein and more oils so their muscles go longer. So this is, and what we do, this is our base of the food, yeah? So, there's also a tiny bit of, there's a little bit of canary seed in there, but I'll add more to that as we go. This is our base food. This is what we'll start them off with. Rice. There's a little bit of rice in there as well. So have a look at that. Should get a good idea. And now I'm going to show you what I feed our stock birds. Lots of vetch, because when your pigeons are about to come out their egg, and when the pigeons get their milk in their crops, it's 80% protein. And the rest is oils, fats. Yeah? A little bit of carbs, this, that and the other. But 80% of it is protein, because protein will make your birds grow. But you still got to have fats and oils for the pigeon's brain to develop properly and their muscles. Now, 80% is a lot. And the pigeons know what they're doing, so yeah, that's what you need for good grown, healthy babies. A lot of protein when they're grown, and a lot of fats as well. But more protein, and a little bit of carbs, not much. So I can't really. I might have to move this over in the shade here. I don't know. All right, so I'll bring the table over here. Just bear with me. I'll just do it here. Right, so that's what we're feeding now, and it's high quality. It's nice and shiny. It's good quality seed. Costs a little bit more, but your birds will race better. Because the first year I race, like I said, I'd done my homework on a seed, and I worked out what I wanted to race my pigeons on. And we'd done all right the first year, but we would have done better. Now, I was getting this kind of food. Now, it's not the same mix, but you'll see how it's a bit rough. Right, this is farm food. Yeah, it's good. It'll do for your stock birds, but I wouldn't use it for racing that. Now we did. Now I thought I knew it all, but I didn't. We're doing all right the second year, but I went and seen the local champion, Michael Portelli, and I went and seen him. Not anyone overseas. He's the top flyer in the WPF. Good bloke, all round good flyer. And a good flyer to me is someone who not only flies a good pigeon, but also puts a lot into the sport and a lot into people, newcomers. That's a good flyer, and someone who treats their birds like they really love them. That to me is a good flyer. Not someone who just flies well and just takes and not gives. I don't look at them people. The people I look at as a good flyer is someone who flies a good pigeon, but also puts it into the sport. I find that to me is a good flyer. Everyone has their own idea, but that's my idea. Someone who puts back into the sport and gives a bit, has that passion and loves their birds. All right, and we'll get back to it. So that's the seeds I feed them. So that's the race mix they'll start off in. I know it's got a lot of oily seeds now. I might actually add a little bit more barley and a little bit more wheat, and there definitely will be a bit more corn in that when I start racing. But that's what they're on now, and as it gets further middle distance, I'll take the barley and the wheat out. This is their base food. Well, I won't take it out. I'll add more peas, and I'll add more canary mix, because they've got a lot of omegas in them. The canary mix, really good for them. So does the safflower, the milo. Yeah. And then my stock birds, when I finish breeding, I want my stock birds to lose weight. I don't want them fat, because when I start breeding again, I want my stock birds to be as fit as they can in the loft. And that means a lot of light food, not much fat in it. Bit of carbs, not much fat. So I give them a lot of wheat, a little bit of peas, a little bit of saf, tiny bit of Milo, and a whole lot of barley. Now this ain't top quality food. This is farmers, what I get from the farms, and that's what I done. That's what I was talking about when that's what I done. My first year I got farmers food, and I went and see Michael Portelli, and he said, listen, you know, you're better off spending a little bit more money and getting that little bit more better food, and your pigeons will do better. And he was right, and that's just the way it is. He was right. I was wrong, he was right. I done it, I listened to him. Like I said, listen, siphon out what you don't like, take in what you like. He made sense to me, I took it on board, and I've done a lot better. Listening, it's an art form. I haven't been good at it much in my life, but when it comes to pigeon racing, I love it. I've never experienced anything so much that I love in a sport. I used to surf, pigeon racing, I love it. Much better. I know, I love surfing, it's good for the soul, but so is pigeon racing. It's adrenaline rush. When your birds are coming home and you're waiting for them, you've bred them, you've bring them up, you put all that work into them, you love them, and your birds are coming home, your heart is pounding, just like you're catching a wave, mate. There's no difference. It's the same adrenaline rush, like jumping out of a plane. And that's why pigeon racing is extremely addictive once you get into it. So if you're looking to get into a sport, it's awesome for kids, keeps them out of trouble. I know it because I lived in a rough area, I was brought up a rough area where there's lots of trouble. Pigeon racing, mate, kept all of us guys that took up pigeon racing, for some reason we weren't out of the trouble, and all of our other friends that weren't, they were getting into it, and that's a fact. It helps. And you'll, in articles time and time again, you'll read about that. Just look it up on the internet. Schools take on pigeons for troubled kids, kids with disabilities, yeah, all sorts of things. They're really good animal. They're extremely smart. They've got a, you can look up the facts on pigeons, it's not hard, you just Google that. You know, they've got a photographic memory. They're an intelligent animal, and if you're not into pigeons you won't see it that much, but once you get into them and study them a bit, you'll start seeing it. Anyway, so that's what we're feeding our birds. So I recommend, I'll put the article up, you can have a look at it. Yeah, just check the article, will be under this. It's really good. There's other articles there you can find on the internet, but I personally believe do your own homework for yourself if you want the facts, because there's a lot of information out there that's just not right, and there's a lot that is. And I'm not having a go at anyone who's given out wrong information. They've probably got it off some good flyer who's got it off someone else, and you know, it's the old story. But if you really want to know the facts, look them up yourself and find out what them seeds do. I don't believe you can fly a bird on 1 or 2 seeds. I don't, you know, if people are racing their pigeons just on peas and they're doing well, they're getting oils, because I know a lot of people used to race just on peas, but peas only have 1% fat in them. And I know that word fat scares you, but it's not the fat that we get. They need it. They need them oils. They need them omegas, you know, just like we do. Like fish oil, it's good for the brain. Well, it's omega-3, or 3, 6 and 9 is good for the brain out of the seeds, what the birds get. Anyway, enough of that, rambling on. So we're going to come on to what I give our birds. Right, this is some of the grits and picking stones. So we have the red round picking stone, and we have the yellow one. We're just about out, as you can see. I've got to go get some today. And we have a white one as well. And we just buy this grit. I forget what it's called, but it's in a 20 kilo bag. I get it from Trusty's in Sunshine there. And it's been washed and medicated, and it has a bit of ash in it, which is extremely good for the pigeons. Yeah. We give them. Now we give the birds PVM powder, pink powder it is. It's got lots of vitamins and minerals, and you need this stuff. You do, I believe you need it for racing if you want your birds to be on top. And I mix, say, for that full, I would mix half of this into that. That's fossil minerals, yeah? Trace elements, minerals, activated charcoal, natural fossil powder. Yeah, good for their digestive system, all that kind of thing. We worm our birds a couple of weeks before racing, and we give them moxidectin in the water. You can get worm and stuff from Colin Walker, other places, just look it up on the net. We also, this is for their lice and that. So we only licensed them about a week ago, but before racing, maybe 2 weeks before we start racing, we'll give them another hit, get anything off them. Moxidectin also gets rid of red mite and all that gets onto their feathers, into their bloodstream. They live off their blood. That kills all that kind of stuff. And this is, I reckon, one of the best stuff. So we just chase our birds up. Michael Portelli gave me this information. I asked him, he told me to, all he does, he shuts his loft off, gets his birds in the corner and gives them a spray, doesn't hurt them. I done it the other, it must have been 2 weeks ago. Didn't do all the thing, killed all the lice, killed everything on them. I sprayed inside my loft, also spray all your perches, all inside your loft, your roof, your floor, sprayed the lot. Take the water and that out in your seed. So, and yeast. This is yeast, and it's also grit. It's been grinded. You can buy it in a bag. It's normally grey, but this actually also, I put yeast in it and mixed it together. Right, now a lot of people, like I said, they only like to put a little bit in each day. I don't. I put these full bowls on. There's the lids there, and every time the pigeons eat, half of them will go have a bit of pick of this, bit of pick of that, have a drink of water, whatnot. Now I'm just going to go through the proteins, the carbs and the fats, just the very, very basic things. Okay, now proteins. In the barley, there's 11.5% protein in barley. Corn, there's 9%. Wheat, there's 13%. And peas, there's 22%. Beans, 32%. Beer yeast, 47% protein in beer yeast. Vetch, 30%. Sunflower, 28%. Linseed, 24%. Hemp seed, 18%. Rapeseed and coal seed, 20% protein, that is. Now the carbs, barley. Well, this is quite surprising. 68% carbs in barley. Corn, 71%. Wheat, 67%. Peas, 59%. You wouldn't think that, would you? 59% in peas, carbs. Beans, 49%, beer yeast, 40%, vetch, 50%, sunflower, 16%, linseed, 24%, hemp seed, 20%, rapeseed, coal seed, 16%. And that's carbs, okay? Fatty oils, fats, oils, whatever, barley, 2%, corn, 3.5%, wheat, 2%, peas, 1%. That's oils. That's your pigeons need oils. So, yeah. I'm only saying that about peas because I know a few people fly on peas, and I know some people do alright. I don't. They must be getting oils out of their minerals, or I don't know. But who knows? It's pretty hard to see that. Anyway. What we're up to, oils, wheat, corn, peas, beans, 1.4%, beer yeast, 0.4%, vetch, 0.8%, sunflower is 41.4%, linseed, 35.9%, hemp seed, 32%, rapeseed, coal seed, 43%, beer yeast, 4%, vetch, 0.8%, hemp seed, 32%. So, there are your oils. Now, it's just a quick rundown. So, what I'll put this fact sheet article underneath this so you can have a look and do your homework yourself and read up about it, because it's quite a big article. It's very interesting. I highly recommend you read it, even if you know about seeds and know everything about it. It's good to have a read. I'm pretty sure most people will be surprised at what they read. And yeah, but don't just take that article on board either. Do your research and have a look at other articles and work out yourself what you think, and then make your own mix. Now, like I said, buy the highest quality race mix you can get, and well, this is what we do, buy the highest quality mix we can get, and then we add to it. So as the races get longer, we add more stuff to it, what we think we need. Now if you're a bit scared of Milo and stuff, like you can see now, it's got plenty of Milo in there. If your birds are fit and they're flying well, they're not going to get fat. And you can always pick your birds up and check them. If they're getting a little bit, drop the seed back. Not the Milo, but give them a little bit less food so you get them the right. Don't be scared to go in your loft each day and pick a few birds up. You know, if you see a bird a little bit down, pick that bird up. If when you look in your loft and if you see, or you're not looking for good shit, right? You're looking for the bad shit, and you find out what perch it is and find out what pigeon it is, and then work out what's wrong with it and try and sort it out. Get it tested, whatever you need to do. So anyway, that's enough for now. Next we'll talk about is loft design, and everything's quite important. Loft design is very important, I think. If you've got, like, I've been to a few places and they've got an open loft, you know, lots of air coming through their loft, but it can't escape. It's no good having air coming in and then it twirls around in your loft and lifts the dust and feathers and stuff like that, because then they get respiratory. And the pigeon's respiratory system is very, extremely sensitive. So if you walk in your loft at any time and you've got feathers flying up and a little bit of dust flying up, you need to rethink your design. You need air to come in and air to go back out. So you need it to come in and out like that. Yeah, you don't want it to come in and twirl around in your loft. If it's doing that, you're in trouble, I believe. You may not believe me, but that's what I believe. That's what I've read up and learnt and listened, and from the top flyers and stuff like that. Roof design, floor design. Anyway, we'll go into that in the next video. If you've got any questions, like I say, don't be scared to ask. If you're on our Facebook, Smith and Henry, Racing Pigeons Australia, don't be scared to ask. If I've got any information that you think's wrong, don't be rude. Just put us on the straight line. I'm up for it, you know. And if you've got any articles you find on the internet, please show us. We're all here to learn. I think if you're here to learn and you're open about it, you'll be if you're a good flyer, you'll be a better flyer. If you're just starting, we want people to get on there and see how to start and how to get on track straight away from the word go, and get straight up to the top. Anyway, have a nice day. Good to talk to you. Hope that's enough information. Bidip, bidip. That's all, folks.